Let's talk about identity. Let's talk about your I am. I was thinking the other day how important your I am actually is in this physical realm. And then I was hearing in my mind that your I am is never it's never neutral. It's never free from consequences. And I was thinking about it for a while, and it makes so much sense. Every time we understand the concept deeper, that it was supposed to be easy, the more you understand actually that it's the opposite of easy. So anyways, yeah, you need a role. And it's because this is how energy becomes form. And it's how your soul expresses itself in this physical reality, right? But it's not your true essence. The identity itself, it's just the tool, not your core essence. And it is this, tricky dance with the ego as well when you gain a deeper understanding of this balance of ego and your core essence. And that's what you reach when you do this shadow work and the work of unlayering everything that you are not. Most of the time it is our family dynamics, more or less. Then the other stuffs like, society, school and politics, everything has its role in this matrix and in this physical realm. And that's how it was designed to be. It is this dance between your soul and your ego, your identity. And on the other side, you cannot find true freedom clinging into your identity or holding it too hard, because true freedom lies in embracing insignificance by detaching yourself from the matter, because consciousness isn't made out of matter. I think it's so interesting to understand it on a deeper level, that how much we tend to, cling onto the identity, what we think who we are or what we are, and at the same time you can never really find true freedom within material reality. Remembering that your soul isn't material, it cannot be confined to a single definition, right? And I think it's so important to understand, that we on a soul level, we descended into matter because we knew that we will remember, we can move through duality. It's just discovering, because in this physical form we can only move faster with our mind, but not with our body as fast as we can move with our mind. And therefore grounding is so important. Being with the body, like being present, is so important. And the art of taking action and how to anchor yourself in this art, how to do that with ease and how to move through duality, right? I am convinced that we knew sooner or later we are going to remember that it is not our original form. And this is why so much struggle and so much sufferings, right? Because we are energies and spirits trying so hard to be human. And I don't know if you felt like what I have felt all these years, that as if you are not meant to be here and you have never belonged to this art. Most of the times what I felt is that I don't really belong here. I didn't have the clarity, but I knew that something I'm trying to be what I'm not. And that's just a start of this remembrance. This is what we're discovering, because it is not our true form to be in this body, to be, to be human. We are here to experience humanity, to experience purpose, to experience how to move through duality, to ascend and to be slow, to understand that you can come back to the point as soon as you ask yourself the right questions. You are meant to remember. And when you remember, you start to understand that you have a purpose in this life, and you're meant to integrate higher versions of yourself with this physical vessel. And because it is not your truest form, you're supposed to discover how to ascend back to your true form with this physical vessel. And it sounds hard, and I'm not here to tell that it is easy, but to understand that you can slow down to integrate higher versions of you. And there is no better way to do that without embodying that versions of you. And it's important to understand that you will not be able to do that by clinging to the versions of yourself who you have been by now, which gives you another form of illusion that gives you certainty, or that is something certain, or that is comfortable, you know. And this is why I told at the very first, this is this beautiful dance with the ego, because as soon as we build an identity, and on the other side it's I don't know why are you being so loud all the time. Okay, yeah, I know I am being perfectionist and all. Like, are you guys seeing what is this? This bothers, seriously. It's like dealing with a child, and this is what I mean, you guys. You cannot understand you without being a child. You have to, this is you without ego. Like, have you heard, like, literally, what is this? Like, since the morning, like, I woke up late, but still. Yeah. However, okay, I'm not trying to be perfectionist, okay? So yeah, anyways. After being warned for something, I don't know what that was, but yeah, this is how it is. Sometimes I don't understand what my spirit is trying to tell me. And this is how it is. Sometimes I know intuitively that it is something I am trying to do or trying too hard to be, which we're not supposed to. Like, then comes this, extra synchronicities. Like, come back to your true self. You don't have to perform anymore. And yeah, sometimes it's just as clear as day, and sometimes I don't understand. Sometimes I just don't don't want to understand. It's like also unconscious. But yeah, that's how it works. You can see, like, at first I used to be very, very conscious about it, and I used to have this instinct to understand it immediately. Like, what are you trying to, I mean, it is cute to observe and witness these parts of yourself that you have never discovered about yourself, and that you have always been surrounded by miracles. And it's not your fault. We do it, like, if we are running a survival program, I mean, consciously, most of the time unconsciously, no one would do that because it is fun. It's because we don't know. It's because we didn't remember yet. And yeah, and this is why I'm doing it, to give you some of those sparks that I gained during my journey by now, and some of the insights, with the hope that it sparks something within you and you remember. So there's this insect friend. I don't know why and how he came inside, but it's bothering me. Okay, let me come back. Beautiful nature stuff. I got him outside with love. So, anyways, where have I been? That we are actually surrounded by magic that we often don't recognize, because we are busy surviving. So I feel like it's also because art vibration has never been this high before, like the way it is right now. And also when you raise your own vibration and you align your mind, body and soul, what for me hard to understand was it might help you to have a deeper understanding on this, and staying in that higher vibration. It feels like it gets really harder and harder every single time. The longer you are in this process, it feels like it gets even sometimes harder because you get energetic attacks, and I'm not sure if I'm really comfortable, talking about these things, but I guess slowly but surely I do want to talk about this. So yeah, you get attacked energetically, and this is a real thing, and this is why it can get really hard. I'm not saying everyone has this one way to live, but what I want for you is to have the knowledge of what can be if you're on a similar journey, and what you could do to protect yourself energetically, especially because physically there is no. Sometimes we also have this anxiousness and all, and we tend to think and your brain makes you feel like this is a real thing, and you are physically in survival or something like that, but that's not the case at all. That's all energetic ties. If you understand that it is mentalism, you do understand that everything is energetic ties. Every attack comes your way is another energetic tie, because you're breaking through, because you're breaking ancestral patterns and all, and these things are real, and because your brain makes you feel that you need to see things in order to believe, the journey kind of becomes harder. And other reason why is it hard to stay in that higher vibrational state is because you're lifting, you're raising the collective vibration as well, because in order to be on a higher vibrational state, you cannot be dealing with lower vibrational beings or people that choose lower vibrational state. For you to stay in that state, you have to have a collective around you, people around you that are also in that state, and therefore you have to face their shadows as well. And this is how it works, this is how the game works. And yeah, I think I needed a little bit of time, while navigating through this journey. That's how you raise your vibration, what you think, what you say, what you do. If that matches, your vibration is high. It is as simple as that. And that's when you start to recognize the beauty that you have overlooked all of your lives. Yeah, start integrating higher versions of yourself, like new ideas, new expressions, new standards, instead of clinging to old versions, who you believe you have been. And observe what motivates you, what gives you purpose, what pulls you, what feels purposeful, and start practicing detachment by not worshipping the identity you kind of need to transform energy into matter, right? Especially if it's part of your soul mastery to translate energy into matter. So detachment is very important, otherwise you wouldn't be able to find true freedom within that identity. Let it be fluid, let it be expandable, let it be adjustable, because as I started with, because your identity is never truly neutral, or it's never free from consequences, you have to be willing to adjust it, you have to be willing to refine it, to integrate higher versions of yourself. And this is how you ascend, not only with the mind, but also by integrating that knowledge into this physical realm. And this is what you're supposed to be doing, and this is what you are discovering. And this combination, evolution with detachment, this is what keeps you aligned with both, with your humanity and your soul. So why do you think we need to integrate higher version of ourselves? It's because in that process you expand your physical vessel and your capacity to create, so that it can hold more manifestations, and you learn in that process to reduce resistance. And yeah, you will be able to experience deeper level of peace and freedom, because you are not attached to the mask you need to wear to take certain actions to fulfill your purpose, to fulfill your mission as a soul. and what you also learn to gain clarity in that process of being. You access a more harmonious state of being, and your life becomes more coherent, more meaningful, and paradoxically more free. And we'll see in this process of being how many illusions we hold on to during our lifetimes. When I look back into my life, like look back to the past, like how I used to make decisions and how much it was based on my surroundings. And it's sad to look back into your past and find only projections of other people. That was their free will to be that way. Yeah, this is why I always say use your free will wisely, very wisely. And sometimes we tend to stick around some identity and think this is who we are. You will never be able to truly comprehend where you are going, truly. Like there is this, a mission which you can feel and within your whole physical vessel. That's right, but there is no end point that you can become. And this is why it is so important to achieve this fluidity, this mindset, to adjust, to learn, to grow in that process and to keep growing, knowing that's what gives you purpose, and not when can I become the inversion of that, my future version. And that's all, and then I can start living. That's just another illusion. I felt maybe you will feel in your process, therefore I'm mentioning that so that you can give it a thought. So yeah, if the idea resonates with you, I want you to ask yourself what identity I'm clinging to right now that no longer serves my highest version. I want you to ask yourself what higher expression of myself is trying to emerge. What can I let go so that I am not defined by form but guided by my essence? Let me know your thoughts and what is it that you are currently integrating in your life, what shadows are coming up with that, how you're dealing with that. So yeah, as always, I hope it sparks something within you, and I hope you ask yourself the right questions, because I believe the right questions are the way. Thank you. So yeah, I think the right questions are the way to remembrance. Never stop questioning. And yeah, wherever you are, I hope you have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.